God is sitting there, silent and powerful, high above all creation. He is not distracted, not busy, not unaware. He is waiting with infinite patience, not because he doubts us, but because he knows that very few truly understand the importance of effort, dedication, and sacrifice. In a world full of noise, distractions, excuses, and complaints, God is quietly observing each soul. He sees when we are tired. He notices when we are sick. He watches when everyone else quits and we still stand strong. God does not need loud declarations, fake shows, or empty promises. What touches his heart is the silent, tireless struggle of a person who keeps working, keeps believing, keeps pushing even when no one is watching. God wants us to raise our hands not out of arrogance, but out of pure truth, to stand and say, "Look, my Lord, I worked harder than the others. I did not seek attention. I did not give up. I did not take shortcuts. I suffered, but I stayed loyal to your path. I fought against my own laziness, my own doubts, my own fears. I chose to serve you through my work, my honesty, my dedication." God loves effort. The universe he created runs on laws of cause and effect. Those who sow must reap. Those who persist must receive. But he waits for sincerity because many try, but few are genuine. Many work, but few dedicate their hearts. Many ask for blessings, but few have truly earned them. And when one among billions stands tall, with hands calloused from effort, with a heart purified by struggle, with a soul shining from sacrifice, God smiles. He opens his treasures. He pours down blessings no man can measure. Understand this truth deeply. God is not impressed by talent because he gave it. God is not impressed by beauty because he crafted it. God is not impressed by wealth because he controls it. What moves the heart of God is hard work done with the right heart. Effort that says, "Not for fame, not for money, not for praise, but for you, my Creator." In every difficulty, when we choose to move forward, God notes it. In every failure, when we choose not to quit, God records it. In every lonely moment, when we whisper, "I trust you," God listens. You might think nobody notices the sacrifices you make, but he notices. You might believe your efforts are in vain, but he is counting every tear, every prayer, every act of perseverance. He is preparing a reward greater than anything you can imagine. But remember, you cannot fool God with half effort. You cannot trick God with empty words. You cannot negotiate with God using laziness. He demands full dedication, a burning passion, and a heart that beats with determination no matter the circumstances. He wants you to become the best version of yourself, not for the world, but for him. When you work hard, even on sick days, tired days, hopeless days, you are saying, "God, I am worthy of the destiny you wrote for me." When you stay loyal to the process, you are proving your love and trust. When you stand up after everyone else has sat down, you are echoing God's own spirit, the spirit of never giving up. Life is a test, a battlefield, a race, and God is the ultimate judge. He is not unfair. He does not favor randomly. He favors those who show him they are willing to fight for their blessings. Those who cry but continue. Those who fall but rise again. There will be days when you doubt. There will be days when you feel abandoned. There will be days when progress seems invisible. But know this, on each of those days, God is even closer, watching, waiting, and whispering in your soul, "Keep going. Your reward is coming." Trust his process. Trust his timing. Trust that every seed you plant through hard work will grow into a magnificent tree of blessings under his watchful eyes. He is sitting there, full of love, full of power, waiting to say, "Well done, my faithful servant. Enter into the life I have prepared for you." Raise your hand boldly through your actions. Let your life be your prayer. Let your effort be your offering. Let your existence itself cry out, "God, I tried harder. I loved deeper. I believed stronger. Please bless me with the best existence a man can have." And he will. God, the Almighty Creator, the Master of all destinies, sits silently in his divine waiting room. The other stice of D, or watching the endless waves of humanity as they come and go, he watches not with impatience, but with an infinite calmness that only he can possess. His eyes, which miss nothing, search through the crowd for that one soul, that rare person who refuses to be average, the audacious trader who pushes beyond tiredness, beyond fear, beyond self-doubt, and who says through their actions, "Lord, I am here, and I have worked harder than anyone else. I have not given up when the world turned its back on me. I have fought battles that nobody saw, cried tears that nobody wiped, stayed awake in silent prayer when others slept peacefully. I did not expect an easy life, but I expected that my loyalty to your plan would be my offering to you." God's heart leans towards such a person because he knows how hard it is to walk the lonely road of commitment. Every act of persistence, every moment of silent sacrifice, every choice to continue when it would have been easier to quit. He marks it, treasures it, and prepares a reward in direct proportion to the struggle. While many pray with their lips, few pray with their lives. Few live in such a way that every breath becomes a testimony of faith. God waits for those who pray with their blood, their sweat, their broken bones, and their never broken spirit. He knows that in this world it is easy to start but hard to finish her. Easy to dream but hard to endure. Easy to hope but hard to work. God is not looking for those who make loud promises and disappear at the first sign of hardship. He seeks those who, even when crawling through pain, keep moving forward with one whisper in their heart. For you, my Lord, for you alone, every time you work when you feel like resting, every time you choose discipline over distraction, every time you believe when everything around you says, "Give up," you are sending a signal to heaven, a shining beacon that says, "I'm serious, I am ready, I am loyal." And God, in his infinite wisdom, records it all. Nothing escapes his divine accounting. Not a single ounce of effort, not a single tear, not a single sigh of determination. While the world measures success by temporary achievements, God measures it by perseverance and purity of heart. And grieve the people and nary of the few sections overseat in courting purity achievements. You see, anyone can be strong when life is easy. Anyone can be faithful when prayers are quickly answered. Anyone can smile when success is immediate. But when everything is against you, when health fails, when friends betray, when results delay, and yet you continue to trust, continue to work, continue to hope, that is the worship that touches God's heart the most. He smiles on the soul who says, "Lord, even if I do not see the blessing yet, I will act as though it is already on its way, because I know you are faithful." It is easy to say, "I believe," when you hold the blessing in your hands. It is real faith to say, "I believe," when your hands are still empty, but your heart is still full. In his waiting room, God separates the impatient from the faithful, the arrogant from the humble, the wishful from the hardworking. The impatient ones storm out, angry at the delay. The arrogant ones complain that they deserved more. The wishful ones give up, believing that God has favorites. But the faithful ones, they stay. They wait. They work. They trust. They whisper prayers even when they have no strength left. And when their time comes, oh, how beautifully God rewards them. He does not just give them what they asked for. He gives them more than they could have ever dreamed. He lifts them higher than they thought possible. He honors them in ways the world cannot explain. And in that moment, every tear, every sacrifice, every lonely night, every silent prayer becomes worth it. God's timing is never random. His silence is never absence. He is shaping you, preparing you, refining you, making sure that when he gives you your blessing, you are strong enough to carry it, wise enough to protect it, and grateful enough to honor him with it. So if today you find yourself working hard and seeing no immediate reward, trust that God is still watching. If today you find yourself getting tired but choosing to keep moving, know that heaven is cheering for you. If today you feel like nobody sees your sacrifice, remember that God sees every bit of it, and he is storing up a blessing so great that it will not only change your life, but the lives of everyone connected to you. Work harder than others, not for the applause of men, but for the approval of God. Dedicate yourself fully, not because success is guaranteed tomorrow, but because honoring God with your effort is the highest success of all. And one day, when you stand before him with the scars and bruises of a lifetime of hard work and faith, he will smile, open his arms, and say, "Well done, my good and faithful servant. Now come and enjoy all the goodness I have prepared for you." Keep working. Keep trusting. Keep believing. For God is sitting there waiting for you to raise your hand, not in pride, but in pure-hearted proof that you have done all you could, and now you are ready for the destiny he has written for you. When we talk about working harder than everyone else, about dedicating ourselves fully even when no one is watching, it is not simply about earthly success, trophies, or recognition. It is about something far greater. It is being summoned only batameje to the elect relation, winning the smile of God in the quiet moments when no applause is heard, no rewards are seen, and no eyes are upon us. God is watching, measuring, smiling upon those who understand that the true purpose of their labor is not to impress men, but to honor their Creator. The world teaches us to work for money, for fame, for position, for power, but God calls us to a higher purpose, to work for him, to toil under his gaze alone, stessel under his gaze alone, to dedicate every ounce of energy, every hidden act of perseverance, every silent sacrifice as a prayer of devotion to him. It is easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others, Islam, and Wistrat. But the soul that rises above this temptation and says, "Lord, I work for you. I run my race for you. I endure my battles for you," captures the heart of God in a way nothing else can. This soul understands that life is not a competition against others, but a personal offering to the one who created them with divine purpose. God is waiting for that hand to rise, not a hand raised in arrogance shouting, "Look at me," but a hand raised humbly that says, "Father, I have done all you asked. I fought the good fight. I stayed true even when it hurt. Please, now bless me not according to my desire, but according to your perfect will." And when such a prayer rises from such a life, the heavens themselves stand still, the angels lean in, gold napi. It hasn't baited, aligned it, and God himself prepares to pour out blessings that no eye has seen, no ear has heard, no mind has ever imagined. Every second of hard work you put in when you are exhausted, every step you take when your legs are trembling, every act of kindness you do when your heart feels heavy, it is counted by God. Every effort done in faith is a seed planted in the soil of eternity, and though the growth may be invisible for a time, God's rain will surely fall, and the harvest will surely come. Working for God's approval requires a strength that cannot be faked, a perseverance that cannot be borrowed, as if from conflict with the realities, a faith that cannot be taught. It must be built day by day, tear by tear, Sacrifice by sacrifice. When the world turns away because you are not fashionable enough. When people laugh because you live by principles. When society mocks your devotion, do not waver, for it is better to be a fool in the eyes of men and a hero in the eyes of God than to be celebrated by the world and forgotten by heaven. God looks at the heart, not the results you produce, but the faithfulness you display. He is not searching for the one who wins the race the fastest, but for the one who refuses to quit, even when crawling is the only speed left. Your faithfulness on the days you feel invisible is building a testimony that will one day shine brighter than the sun itself. Trust that God knows the full story of your life, not just the public victories, but the private battles. He knows about the hours you spent studying when you could have slept. The rut has the rain. AG. The times you chose honesty over easy gain, the moments you said no to temptation when no one would have known otherwise. He sees it all, and he will reward it all. Never think that your effort is wasted in God's economy. In fact, the efforts that seem most unnoticed by people are often the most honored by God. When you feel unseen, remind yourself, God is watching, and that is enough. When you feel unappreciated, remember, God is preparing a reward far beyond what man could ever give. When you feel tired, whisper to yourself, this is for you, my Lord, and I will not stop. Working for God demands that we anchor our joy, not in instant results, but in eternal promises. We must believe that though we may plant seeds in tears, we will harvest with shouts of joy, because the one who promised is faithful. True greatness is not in outshining others, but in outlasting the hardships, in outloving the haters. In greatness, hyperid, in outbelieving the doubters, and in outworking every obstacle with eyes fixed firmly on God. The race we run is not against each other. It is towards the heart of God, and those who run with endurance, who press on through pain, who hold fast to their integrity, will find that God was not distant, not uncaring, but was closer than their own breath, cheering them on with every step, preparing a crown not made of fading earthly gold, but of everlasting glory. So lift your hand, not in pride, but in humble boldness. Say to the heavens, I have given my best. I have suffered my worst. I have stayed the course you set before me, my Lord. Please, bless me not because I am deserving, but because I am devoted. Bless me because I trusted you when it was hardest, because I believed in you when it made no sense, because I loved you when I had nothing left to give. And he will answer, not with small blessings, but with blessings that overflow, not with small peace, but with peace that passes all understanding, not with small victories, but with triumphs that will echo through eternity. Keep going. Keep believing. Keep your eyes on him. The best life that any man can live is the life lived under the smile of God, and that life is waiting for you if you simply refuse to give up. There comes a time in every sincere seeker's journey when the crowd fades away, when applause dies down, when comfort disappears, and only the silent, piercing gaze of God remains. It is in that sacred silence that the true warrior is separated from the pretender. It is when you stand alone, stripped of encouragement, stripped of easy victories, stripped of visible progress, that your soul's true strength is revealed to the heavens. God is not impressed when we worship him in the sunshine, when everything is easy and life is flowing in our favor. No, his heart is moved when we still raise our trembling hands to him in the storm, when we still whisper, I trust you, with tears streaming down our faces, when we still put one weary foot in front of the other, even when every fiber of our being wants to sit down and give up. God watches how you handle loneliness, how you handle delayed dreams, how you handle hidden battles, and in those moments when you think no one sees you, God is leaning in closer than ever. In fact, it is when you are most invisible to the world that you are most visible to heaven. God's economy is upside down from the world's. In the world, you are valued for your results, your popularity, your image, but in heaven, You are valued for your perseverance, your purity, your loyalty. And every time you choose to keep going without fanfare, every time you decide to honor God with your effort rather than chasing instant rewards, you are shouting a powerful message into the spiritual realms. I am yours, Lord, no matter the cost. You see, real devotion is not built on feelings, but on commitment. Feelings are fleeting, but commitment is eternal. Real faith shines brightest when circumstances are darkest. And that is what God is waiting for, a soul who will keep showing up, keep believing, keep working, even when their prayers seem unanswered, even when their strength is gone, even when the promises seem distant. It is not enough to start the journey. God is looking for those who finish it with their faith intact. Every tear you shed in private, every pain you endure without bitterness, every step you take when your heart is breaking olive, it is a precious offering placed on the altar before God. None of it is wasted. None of it goes unnoticed. You may feel like your life is hidden in obscurity, like your labor is swallowed by darkness, but in God's eyes, you are a blazing fire lighting up the heavens. Do not despise the days of small beginnings, the seasons of waiting, the hidden battles, severing sea, or tradition occasion. They are forging you into a vessel strong enough to carry the greatness God has prepared for you. Remember that diamonds are formed under immense pressure. Gold is purified by fire, and mighty warriors are not trained in palaces, but in the wilderness. If you are in a season of pressure, fire, or wilderness, rejoice, for it means God is preparing you for something beyond what you can currently comprehend. The enemy would have you believe that your hard work is in vain, that your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling, that your faithfulness is foolish. But the truth is that every act of devotion, every moment of obedience, every small, unseen choice to honor God is laying a foundation so strong that no storm can destroy it. One day, in His perfect timing, God will lift you up before the eyes of men, and it will be undeniable that it was His hand that elevated you. And when that day comes, the world will wonder how you succeeded. But you will know it was not talent, not connections, not luck, but the favor of the God who saw you in secret and is now rewarding you openly. So do not lose heart when the path is long and lonely. Do not be discouraged when your hard work seems to yield little visible fruit. Do not give up when the breakthrough tarries. Instead, let your heart grow even more determined. Let your soul burn even brighter. Let your faith root itself even deeper in the unshakable truth that God is faithful to those who are faithful to Him. Stand firm in the silence. Worship in the waiting. Work in the wilderness. And when you finally lift your hand and say, God, I have worked harder, stayed longer, trusted deeper than anyone else, know that He will not just bless you, He will astonish you. His blessings will chase you down and overflow in your life in ways you never dared to imagine. You will become living proof that those who trust in the Lord will never be put to shame. Keep building when no one is clapping. Keep sowing when no one is watching. Keep believing when nothing is visible, because the one who matters most is watching, and He is preparing a destiny for you so magnificent that one day you will look back and realize that every sacrifice, every tear, every lonely day was worth it 1,000 times over. Stay faithful, stay strong, and stay hidden in the secret place where God molds His greatest champions. The world may not see you yet, but heaven does, and heaven is where true greatness begins. There is a sacred moment in every journey of faith when everything you have worked for seems to be slipping away, when the doors you knocked on remain closed, when the people you trusted disappear and your dreams seem more distant than ever. This is not the end of the story. This is the final test. God often brings His chosen ones to this point, not to destroy them, but to reveal what they truly believe about Him. It is easy to trust God when prayers are quickly answered, when the path is smooth and the lights are green, but real trust, the trust that moves the very heart of God, is forged in the fires of confusion and the said, world. Trust the world. Ours. Me will. Silence and delay. When nothing makes sense, when logic fails, when human help dries up, And yet you still stand there looking up to heaven and saying, Lord, even now, I trust you. Then you have entered the deepest form of worship. God is sitting there, waiting for a soul who can pass this test, who can remain faithful without guarantees, who can believe that without evidence, who can keep working when results are invisible. This is the moment when heaven watches in awe, when angels lean forward, when eternity itself holds its breath. We just started being turned from Breda's just the life that went left to the state. Because a soul standing alone in radical trust is one of the rarest and most beautiful sights in all creation. And it is precisely at that breaking point, when you have nothing left but faith, that the breakthrough comes. Not because you earned it with your works, but because you honored God with your heart. He is looking for the one who says, God, I worked when I was sick. I pressed on when I was heartbroken. I stayed loyal when I was betrayed. I believed when I had no reason to. And now I surrender it all to you. Bless me according to your perfect will. And when you reach that point, the point of pure, unfiltered trust, God's blessings come not as a trickle, but as a mighty flood. He will open doors that no man can shut. He will bring opportunities you never could have orchestrated. He will lift you higher than any human hand ever could. But you must first pass the test of unseen faithfulness, the test of relentless perseverance, the test of radical trust. Most people turn back right before the breakthrough. They let discouragement steal their destiny. They allow fear to paralyze them in the final hour. But the one who keeps going, who keeps trusting, who keeps working with excellence, even when nobody is clapping, that is the soul God crowns with unimaginable favor. Your faithfulness is building a future you cannot yet see. Your obedience is creating ripples that will turn into waves of blessing. Your trust is shaking the heavens and moving the hand of God on your behalf. When you lift your hand to God, not out of entitlement, but out of humble, bruised, battle-tested faith, and say, Lord, I did what you asked. I gave my best. Please bless me. Know that you are not praying to a deaf God. You are praying to the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, the one who rewards those who diligently seek him. He has seen every sleepless night, every hidden tear, every uncelebrated victory, every private heartbreak. And he is preparing a reward so stunning that it will leave you and everyone around you in awe. Trust that God is a perfect judge. Trust that he is never late. Trust that his blessings will not just meet your expectations, but will exceed them in ways you could never design yourself. Trust that the God who asked you to walk by faith is also the God who will reward your faith in front of all who doubted you. Keep working. Keep trusting. Keep showing up. Keep lifting your hand and saying, Lord, here I am. I am not perfect, but I am faithful. I am not flawless, but I am loyal. I am not the strongest, but I have not quit. That is the hand God is waiting for. That is the voice heaven longs to hear. That is the life God will bless beyond measure. Your greatest promotion, your deepest healing, your most beautiful destiny is on the other side of your decision to trust God when everything inside you wants to quit. Do not stop now. You are closer than you think. The pain you feel is not a sign of defeat. It is the pressure that precedes the birth of something divine. Hold on. Lift your hand. Look up. Heaven is watching. God is listening. And the blessing that has your name written on it is racing toward you even now. You will not be disappointed. You will not be forgotten. You will not be forsaken. The God who sees you in secret is about to reward you openly in ways that will make every tear worth it, every sacrifice sacred, every struggle glorious. Keep walking, keep working, and above all, keep trusting, because God is sitting there waiting for you to lift your hand and claim the destiny He crafted for you before the foundation of the world. The day will come when you stand before God, not in theory, not in imagination, but in reality, eye to eye with the Creator of the universe, the one who breathed stars into existence, the one who formed you in your mother's womb with divine intention. On that day, nothing else will matter. Not your bank account, not your followers, not your trophies, not your titles. All that will matter is the story your heart tells, the story written in unseen sacrifices, uncelebrated faithfulness, unnoticed kindness, silent endurance. And when you lift your hand on that final day and say, Father, I worked when I was tired. I prayed when I was weak. I stayed true when I was tempted. I trusted you when all else failed. Please receive me. You will find not a God of judgment standing over you with a list of your failures, but a God of mercy smiling with tears in his eyes, saying, Well done, my good and faithful servant. Enter into the joy I have prepared for you. That moment will make every hardship worth it, every lonely night, every silent battle, every unappreciated effort will shine like a diamond in the light of his glory. You see, God was never interested in how popular you were. He cared about how faithful you were. He was never impressed by how loudly you worshiped when life was easy. He treasured the quiet songs you sang in the prison of pain. He was never measuring your life by the world's standards of success. He was measuring the depths of your trust, the consistency of your loyalty, the purity of your heart. And while the world was busy celebrating the flashy, God was recording every hidden act of obedience, every secret prayer, every private decision to say, Yes, Lord, when no would have been easier. You must understand, dear soul, that you are living not just for today, but for eternity. Every choice you make, every hand you lift in faith, every tear you offer up as a sacrifice of trust is weaving a story that heaven itself cannot ignore. God is looking for warriors, not quitters. He is looking for dreamers who refuse to surrender. He is looking for servants who love him more than the rewards he gives. He is looking for children who will crawl if they cannot run, who will whisper prayers when they can no longer shout, who will keep lifting their hands when their arms are trembling from exhaustion. And when he finds such a heart, he pours out a blessing, not in pieces, but in abundance, not in temporary pleasures, but in eternal treasures. Your time of sowing in tears will become a harvest of unimaginable joy. Your nights of wrestling in prayer will become days of walking in miracles. Your seasons of isolation will become testimonies that shake nations. But you must not quit. You must not let the silence fool you into thinking God is absent. The teacher is always silent during the test, but the silence of God is not his absence. The teacher, it is his watchfulness. He is closer now than ever before. He is recording every detail, preparing every reward, orchestrating every breakthrough in ways your mind cannot comprehend. So even now, in this moment, if your body is tired, if your heart is weary, if your mind is full of doubts, do not be afraid to lift your hand once more. Say to him, Lord, I still believe, I still trust, I still choose you, and heaven will roar in celebration because you have done what few have the courage to do. You have trusted beyond sight, loved beyond feeling, obeyed beyond understanding. That is the life God rewards beyond measure. That is the heart he lifts from the ashes and sets on the heights of destiny. Never forget, you are not unseen. You are not forgotten. You are not wasting your time. Every seed of effort, every drop of faith, every ounce of perseverance is being gathered by God to create a masterpiece of blessing in your life. Your greatest days are not behind you, they are ahead. Your most beautiful victories are not lost, they are being prepared. Your destiny is not a distant dream, it is a divine appointment waiting for your faith to finish its course. So run your race with endurance, fight your battles with honor. Serve your purpose with all your heart. Work harder than the others, not for human applause, but for divine approval. Dedicate yourself even when nobody sees, because God is watching, and he is waiting for you to lift your hand and say, Here I am, Lord. I have given you everything. Now bless me according to your love and goodness. And he will not because you are flawless, but because you are faithful. Not because you never stumbled, but because you never stopped. Not because you were the fastest, but because you never abandoned the race. His hands will lift you higher than you ever dreamed. His love will fill you deeper than you ever hoped. His plans will explode with beauty far beyond what you could ever imagine. Trust him. Love him. Work for him. And when the time comes, stand before him with no regrets, no shame, no fear, only joy, only gratitude, only everlasting victory. The life you dream of is not a fantasy. It is the reward for those who dare to trust God completely, work for him passionately, the spade, starting page a right of rent, and lift their hands boldly to heaven and say, I am yours, Lord, now and forever.